Another random live, but it's really something poignant to talk about. Something that's actually an incredibly big subject that needs to be addressed. So I thought I'll see who's there. Hi. All right. This will put some clarity, well, to some people. Some people will know this or figure this one out. But it does make absolute sense. Another thing I'd like to say after this, something you'll really resonate with, and understand. If you go to my YouTube channel, I shared a video now, which is so worth watching. Wow. And it explains, you'll be like such a wow moment. Especially if you've experienced any trauma in this lifetime, or you were a victim in any way, right, in this lifetime. Go and watch that. And if you want to understand people that are playing victims now, right? Sorry, I'm just trying to stir my tea here while I'm doing this. So if you want to understand what a lot of people are going around saying sheep, right? People that haven't got their voice, can't stand up for themselves. All right. So most likely because they haven't got their voice, they've been a victim, or so this is their thing. Now, as most of you will understand, we're coming in some way or another, if you're on the spiritual path, we are coming to the end of times, or we're living through the end of times, or the end of this epoch. Where we've moved now, we've crossed over already, into the higher consciousness, into a new epoch, which is going to be from a higher level of consciousness, we're being guided by our divine, by our third eye for a change, and not by our human ego or brain, right? The heaven on earth times we're heading into. But in order to get there, we need to... our karma, the karmic cycle that worked in this last epoch, right? Which was a time of good, bad energy, is coming to an end. We no longer need karma into the new cycle we're heading into, because we'll be working through the heart chakra, So that's going to be, but all the karma that we have accumulated all our lifetimes, all the bad you've done, it's all being served up in the end of times. So whatever you've done wrong, whatever, all these things, if you're on the path of healing and forgiveness and stuff, you're working through it consciously. So you're either a victim in this life, and maybe a lot of those people are people that are not finding their voice, not talking out because they haven't got the feel of trauma. So if you want to understand that, wow, I just watched a really informative video, such an informative lecture, which is really, really good from a spiritual perspective and a psychological, whole thing. To understand, so you can recognize in yourself hidden trauma. Wow, I mean, it's a really good thing, and understanding why. Because look at it, just before this kicked off, right? We were going through probably the worst the planet has seen in behavior. We had 1 in every 4 people had, psychopathy. I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, 1 in every 4 people were sort of classified on the scale of psychopathy, or psychopaths, basically. We had such a level of abuse and suicide and mental health and dysfunction, absolute dysfunction. Dysfunctional families, trauma. I mean, our system, our society had collapsed. Okay, our structure. Now, if you understand, it makes bloody sense, because if humanity, before the change of epoch, the karma's coming to an end, all the karma which is built up in you on the DNA and the grids has to be cleared, right? But if it hasn't been worked through, or you haven't learnt your lesson from it, so, okay, I need to forgive, and if you keep dishing out that, it's just going around, right? So, like I understood a lot of stuff I worked through I was never a victim. I was shown that. I was never a victim. That was like mind-blowing. Not one that you want to swallow easily, or that you would swallow from someone telling you that. You would probably never talk to them again if they, human had told you that. But if you've seen it, if you've shown for yourself, you're like, oh, wow. And I know that one of them was karmic debt. One person who made my life absolute misery was actually karmic debt. So understand, if you were born into a family where you've been a victim, you've had suffering, abuse, pain, whatever nonsense, it's your karma. You had to choose. You chose that family. Why? With karma already to live out, or use up, work through. You have to work through the karma that you accumulated in many lifetimes. Now the planet has done so much atrocities as human beings. We've been through so many wars and crusades and all kinds of horrendous things we've done to each other. So we've accumulated, as you notice, the height of our karma. So many people were, paying back karma, were victimized and suicidal and whatever else. So this is what's really happening on the planet. So those of us that are chosen to consciously ascend, wake up consciously, spiritually, realize what's going on and start doing our healing and are working through it consciously and letting it go. Thank goodness. So you're not going to be serving, you're not creating more, because if you're just carrying on and refuse to forgive and this and that and anger and you're playing the victim, well, you're dishing out and it's coming back. So, and a lot of people might have some very nasty karma to face on this planet. So that's why a lot of people are saying, oh my gosh, poor them. No, everything's for a reason. So some people might have a very not pleasant, life or ending on this life because it's the karma. See? And then it makes you realize, wow, if you've had such horrible things in your life, can you imagine what you did in previous life to deserve this? You know what I mean? Okay, same thing. It's just it's a cycle. It's not that it's a cycle of good and bad and whatever and wrong and you've gone around. We've trapped. As I said, a lot of people are trapped in a dark karmic cycle. They don't realize it. This is the problem. They don't realize. And it just goes around and around. Because now you are traumatized and hurt and whatever you had to pay through. So you can't see that. You were a victim. So, you hate and you won't forgive and this and that. And you now lash out, hurt, and you hurt other people. And it just goes. You see, this is what was happening. Humanity was stuck in such a cycle of a karmic death, dark karmic cycle. And the world just became so, bad. Wow, an eye for an eye, and around and round and round and round, it just went. We're ending that. So this is also why a lot of this clearing that's going on and purging. Go to my YouTube channel. I shared a few people you can follow, okay? Go to my YouTube channel. There's a couple of videos there I shared. All right, people that help. I'll help with that, all right? So this is a lot of you that have chosen, right? The people that are choosing to ascend consciously now and working on the spiritual journey, that are aware of what's going on. We're living to end of times, not the end of the world, but end of times. We've moved into the new era where the consciousness and frequency and vibration is rising. Then you are, like me, on the you are going through purging and clearing, all of you. I mean, oh my gosh, today I had some more. That you're not even aware that's there. You're like, oh my gosh. So I had 2 meditations today. One this afternoon, and that was bringing up more stuff. Wow, there's a lot of stuff that was in the navel chakra, the sacral, and the root chakra. I mean, so now you're accumulating lots of stuff. It might be small, big, most of it, lots of little incidents is small. And you're going to pull all that out, cleanse, clear, release, forgiveness, purify. Wow. I mean, we just wonder. So could you just imagine, in one lifetime, we've got to get rid of thousands of lifetimes of karma that we have accumulated. In this ego little, illusion, mind dream we were playing. Of course, we took it on because we identify with us as, I'm so-and-so. So we're taking on, oh, my gosh, this happened to me. So this is why. We hold on to that emotion and that hurt and that pain and that anger and all that nonsense. Wow. So it was really fascinating. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I shared this lecture. It was such an eye-opening lecture. If anybody has suffered in this life, any form, I really suggest to want to understand why maybe you were a victim in this life, whatever else. You go and listen to that. And when you start listening to it, you go like, oh wow, I can tick off that one. They actually overlap. It actually overlaps because most of you would have had some dysfunctional parent because of the amount of karma we accumulated on the planet. So you would have had some kind of issue. Wow. And if you listen to this, you can see how you've compensated for that issue. And I'm like, oh yeah, oh yes, oh. I mean, most of this carnation has been, in the darkness. Wow. Yeah, and absolutely no clue. And to heal takes a lot of courage, people. Because you have to face all that hurt and all that shit that you buried and hidden and you won't look at. Your ego's, oh, look there. Oh, no, it's not. And, it's going to... That's why I say it shows you how the ego will lead you on a goose chase and everywhere except for, not to face that and not even to see who you are. So you really, if you want to end whatever it is, you really got to ask for that help. As I've said, people that want to start this journey, go on your knees if you have to, say a prayer. It doesn't matter if you pray or meditate, but it's asking for divine help. Okay, to show you, to heal, to release, to forgive, to start that journey. Where can I start? Please help me. First to start to forgive, then ask for forgiveness, because you'll find there's so much shit you've done. I'm like, I just went through a whole lot this afternoon. I'm like, oh shit. I mean, what you won't, some of what you don't think is big stuff, but still is shit, you know. You still did it. You're like, oh, did I? Oh, no, that wasn't very nice. No, okay, I'm sorry about that. Ooh, okay, I'm sorry about that. Wow, you have a lot of apologies to do. You're like, wow. So this is what's happening, okay? We were stuck as humanity. This is why it's coming to an end. We had to change in karmic debt. Wow, we were stuck in this repetitive cycle of abuse and victim and abuse and victim and whatever. So yeah, there we are. And if you realize that, it makes it easier, right? Because now the ones that were victimized, say, you think, in this life, you'll understand, well, shit, if I brought that to myself, I wonder what the hell I did to them in the last life or previous lives. It wouldn't have been good. I'm saying. So the more it's been dealt out to you in this life, you can imagine that you did a lot of shit to earn that, to be that nastiness. You know what I mean? To be treated so badly. Wow. So then the best thing is not to now, the people that have harmed you in this life, what are you going to do? Oh, they are evil, they're this, I hate them, I won't forgive them, they're this and that. You are throwing that back on those people, right? All you're doing is projecting more anger and hate on those people who now you probably abused in the last life, so it's payback time. And you're perpetrating this cycle of karma. So I said, stop. If anyone's harmed you, do not wish hate or shit upon them. Wish love, peace, forgiveness, because you are stopping that cycle as well. All right, because now they have just put karma back on themselves again, because now they victimized you. Guess what? Next life, if they haven't figured that one out or haven't cleared it, or it's now released or dropped, whatever it is, they're going to be coming back and being the victim in the next life. It's like, oh my God. We've got to end this cycle. To see a better world, we need to stop this eye for an eye, a cycle of hate and victimhood and abuse and whatever. No, not at all. We pray both, so it's difficult to say. I mean, normally you will try and play one for quite a bit. It makes it easier. You won't be like a male one life, a female the next, a male, female. You'll be like a male for a while and then a female for a while. So sometimes, when you've changed now again, it might be difficult to adapt. I don't know. Of course you can. How do you do it? You do it. That's what I'm saying. You cognize the fact, if you've done shit, you deserved that shit. It came to you for a reason. You draw it to you, because what you give off is what you get back as well, what you focus on. So if you're playing victim, you're drawing perpetrators to you. And if you're sending out hate, it comes back to you. Anger, not forgiveness. If you want forgiveness, everyone, oh, please forgive me, please save me. But they're not willing to dish it out. It doesn't work like that, because you are the judge and jury anyway. Okay, and you're going to be like, oh, shit. So if someone has dealt something to you, you are given the opportunity to forgive. Not an eye for an eye. Turn the other cheek, as Jesus said, right? You are given that opportunity. You miss that opportunity, well, you're just keeping the cycle going. That's all you're doing. And you're going to be, suffer. So I hate to tell you that, but that's how it works. You know what I mean? And this is what happened to humanity. This is why it's changed. And the epoch we're moving into, this is why all of us on this journey are doing major healing and clearing and purging. And I don't know, well, today is another one. A lot of stuff came up today. It was like a bag of goodies that popped up. It's because we're clearing it. We dropping it, and then we release all our karma. We do not need it anymore. We can be free from karma completely. So you come back again, you are karma free, and you've moved into the, say, new earth, as they say, that's it. And you are vibrating and you're transcending all the darkness that you have accumulated. Because whatever fear, anger, everything, any fear, is just shit you haven't cleared. Any hurt, any victimhood, anything is what you are. It's just karma you brought it upon yourself. And if you stay in that thing of victimhood or fear or anger, you're drawing more. You're just going to carry on and on. You'll never get out of it. You have to rise above it. You've got to forgive and transcend it. So when you've done that, all the slate is cleared. You've cleared yourself of karma. You've purified your soul. As you see, your body will get more and more light. Yes, that video. Well, if you want to know, some of it you won't remember if you were so small. You wouldn't. Yes, as a baby you would. You're very conscious, but now it's blocked. As an adult, it's been blocked out. The only way you go back to that is go to a past life regression or to a person that does reading and things. They'll be able to go back to that child that's stuck there and heal that and clear that. So go see a Akashic record reader or a healer, or do a past life regression with an intent to heal childhood trauma. So let your soul take you back to that child that's stuck there in that trauma to release it. And then make the intent, when you do the healing, right, you're doing your clearing, make an intent to release all that dark, dense energy and trauma from your Akashic records, crystalline grid, right, from your DNA, all right, cells, cellular structure as well, because it's held in the body too. So you want to release it and remove it from the DNA, the body, the vessel, the energy body, the aura, the whole lot. Cleanse and purify. You want it released, gone. Okay, clean it out. I always make my intent to clear it from all. From the DNA, from the cellular structure, from the Akash, from the energy body, the soul, the aura. I want it gone. Get rid of it. Don't keep any residue. Yeah, past life regression is really good. Because then you can go back to that. Because your soul knows. That's that little, you also block it off if it's been very traumatized. So you make little boxes. So you form, that's why you get schizophrenia as well, another thing. Split personality. So you've boxed that and it's put it in a cupboard. And you don't open that cupboard. But people are taught to do that purposely as well, which is very bad. No ego. It's just ego. You're not who, that's because we buy into, we are this and this happened to me. You're not, you're a soul. You're not even this body. You're an eternal being of pure love and pure light. You have no hate. There is no duality. There is no judgment. There is no evil. There's nothing. Nothing. None of that nonsense exists. That's who you really are. And as soon as we carry on identifying with this, we're taking on that energy. Oh, because it's me. He hurt me. He cheated me. She did that. Ah, blah, blah, blah. My mother would. Oh, blah, 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 blah. You see? Oh, it happened to me. I'm taking that energy. I am now going to take the badge to say, look, I've been hurt. I'm a victim. Or look, a lot of these things. Yeah, this is what was going on. It's been going on in circles and circles and circles. And so in order to get humanity out, we crossed this. Because otherwise we would have just carried on. We were stuck. And this is why a lot of souls came into Earth. They were not from here recently. They say that to help with ascension. As you all know, if you watched Dolores Cannon, right? Waves of volunteers came. Why? Because they weren't here. So if you haven't had lots of lives on Earth, in this dark, dense energy and all the karma and shit that was perpetrated on each other, you stuck in this. Humans were stuck in this karmic cycle. So they had to bring in new souls that were untouched, that had a more light and frequency. Because otherwise, everybody had too much darkness. We were stuck in this very dark, dense energy. We couldn't rise above it because we were stuck in this karmic cycle and darkness. So in order now, we've got light that's coming into the planet, vibrating our DNA, bringing up all our shit and shadows, and you see your dreams and your remembering and all this crap. It's clearing. And we've had these volunteers to come in to raise the vibration and frequency and light of the planet slowly. They've been coming in and raising the frequency and vibration, raising the frequency and vibration. See? So we can all lift out of it. And this is why the veil's being lifted as well. So we are able to see, oh, wow, okay, who we really are. We're not in this illusion, oh my gosh, we're victims, we're sinners, we're this, we're that, all this nonsense, I'm just this poor little human that's, has got no power. No, not at all. So there, wow, I've listened to a few of his, not all his lectures I agree with, because he's stuck in a different paradigm. He's still stuck in the old paradigm and believes this whole end of thing, this like apocalyptic thing is going to happen. So no, we've already moved into the new energy, the new era. But yeah, karma is being lived out now, unfortunately. You see, so a lot of people that won't have their voice, that can't speak out, that haven't found their truth, their sovereignty. That's what people want to say. It's such an easy word. Oh, I'm sovereign, whatever. That sovereignty story, right? Most of it's a lot of it's ego. Again, it's ego saying I am sovereign. That's on the human level. But if you've transcended all that nonsense and the ego, you'll understand that you actually have no fear, because that's when you've reached the fear. You don't have to go around, I'm sovereign, I'm this and that. You're just absolutely in a state of peace and love, because you have full control. You know who you are, and you fear nothing. Absolutely nothing, because nothing can touch you. People have got to get to that level. At the moment, everyone's running around, oh, I'm sovereign. That's a lot of it is hidden behind the ego and fear. I'm sovereign, I'm independent. Oh, don't come with me. That's like peacocks run around and they put the feather up to make themselves look bigger. This is all it is. But if you work through it and understand you are not this little human, who you really are and the power you really have, you don't have to go around trying to prove and shout how brave and sovereign you are, because you know you bloody are. You know who you are. You know what I mean? And you have this absolute peace and tranquility. There's no aggression in you, because there's no needed. There's no I have to defend myself. There's no fear and no defense. You see, you've transcended that need to show off or be brave or be the warrior or be this and that. That's an illusion. That's ego. That's you're trying to compensate to show, don't worry, I'm tough, I'm not frightened of you, because you are. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work, people. Wow. Yes, people are waking up. I did it when I did a meditation. Which one was it? I think this afternoon. I purposely also was it this morning? I don't remember now. I think it was this morning's meditation. When I finished, I purposely went and did some energy work on the planet. So put on energy to go around removing the veil, lifting the veil. So the illusion, what's blocking people from seeing the actual truth of who they are and everything. I was focusing on the veil being lifted from people's eyes and more light coming into the planet, okay, to raise them up. So the awakening, as you say, to awaken the souls, okay, because the light will also start pushing shit out, as we know, but also mainly for them to be able to see clearly. They need the veil removed, because they've got this illusion, this veil, that's blocking from them being able to really see the truth. We're talking about spirit on all levels. So yeah. Because you're busy healing and clearing. So you will go up and down, and also depending on you, what you focus on. So if you are disciplined, right, and if you are eating properly, and you're making sure you get time in nature, you're getting enough sleep, you're drinking enough, you are listening to no shit, it's bringing negative energy, thoughts, frequencies, because everything is energy, right? It's frequency and vibration. So music, any so-called alternative media, truth-seeking. I mean, if you want to listen to negative energy and scare, fear stuff, go and listen to any truth-seeking channel. That is pure shadow. It's absolute shadow out there. And it's just fear. What's being broadcasted is, oh my gosh, they're trying to do this to you. Oh my gosh, someone's trying to. That's absolute shadow. It's massive shadow there. So you are then consuming that negative, dark, dense energy. And every time you get upset, you're doing healing, right? Or you listen to someone else and you're, oh my gosh, you're taking on their pain and suffering. You need to sit every day and release all energy you've taken on that is not yours. Give it back. Take all your energy back that you've now given away, because, oh my gosh, I bought into that drama and that story. Stop the drama. Stop listening to any of it, because also it's disempowering you. It's telling you you're a victim. Everything that's being transmitted right now, doesn't matter what side is doing it, is telling you you're a victim. You have no power, no control. All of it. Even the red pill movement is exactly the same. Even worse, because you will die. They're going to do this to you. Oh my gosh. You know what I mean? That sort of nonsense. Absolutely not. Because if you understand who you are, you have complete power over your biological vessel. Absolute power and control of nothing has more power than you. So nothing can interfere with your body if you don't allow it. No illness, no other, whatever. If your frequency and vibration is high enough, all right, And your consciousness controls your biology. And that science has proven. And Lipton's done a lot of work on that. So nothing can impact your physical vessel, but everybody's telling you it can. Everyone's telling you, oh my gosh, you're a victim of something. You're a victim of some little bug that's under a microscope, or you're a victim of a medical procedure that's going to do that. There's nothing you can do. Absolute nonsense. Because science knows you and everything is energy. Now, what is energy affected by? What changes any frequency and vibration? This that you are seeing in front of you is energy vibrating at a certain frequency and vibration to make this form look like I am here. I am a physical, biological body put together like a rock, right? It's just energy vibrating at a lot denser, slower thing. So those that are in control raise their frequency and vibration. No medical procedure will impact your biological anything. But if you be victim, oh my gosh, if I do that, oh well, I'm going to be a guinea pig, and I'm going to do, this is going to happen to me. Oh my, then you have now, it's just like shadow work. You are saying that is more powerful than me, but you are part of source. If you are source, nothing has power over you. This applies to any demonic thing, any energy, anything. Nothing has power over you unless you give it. And most people have given it away. An illness can kill me. Oh my gosh, the government can. Oh my gosh, this alien can. Oh my gosh, anything. Nothing has power over you. And they know this. Science knows it. Consciousness can change your DNA. That's been proven scientifically. So if your consciousness can change your DNA, what are you worried about? Understand? You have control over your biological vessel, everything. It all comes down to consciousness and energy. And this is why a lot of frequency work and has been coming up. Those that are waking up, notice all the frequency and the music and the sacred geometry coming up. Why? Because we're going to need it. Because now they know you can cure any ailment or disease, or not even be affected by it, by a frequency. Now, science has just proven, I think it was some illness like dementia or something else. It was some illness that's causing, buildup of protein or damage, calcifying the brain, right, cells. Frequency. Now, if you remember, some of you, people that used to sing with a very high-pitched voice, such a high tone, they'd break a glass. Do you remember? You'd have women that would sing opera that would such a that the glass would shatter. Now, someone had a light bulb moment in science. Some scientist or doctor had a light bulb moment and thought, if that's the case, right, this is calcified, it's just become hardened in the brain. They zapped the human brain with a high enough frequency. What did it do? It shattered all that. And the person was perfectly fine. So you're able to cure degenerative brain disease and calcification of the brain by using frequency. Now that has been tested. But it's not out to public use yet, isn't it? Because a lot of money would be down the toilet. All these pharmaceutical drugs. Oh, we can't cure you. Oh my gosh, you're going to take drugs for the rest of your life and do this and that. A lot of this stuff can also be done by diet. So frequency is able to do that. The same as frequency determines if you're going to be sick, pain, illness, and disease. You lift your vibration of your body above pain, illness, infection, and disease. And it cannot attach. Because cancer has a frequency. It's a low frequency. Illness, disease has a very low, dense frequency. But you will see it will vanish off the planet. Because when enough humans are holding a high enough frequency and vibration, those illnesses and things, no humans will ever get sick again in that. Because their frequency and vibration is too high. Yeah, exactly. So all these people are being fed bollocks or buying. Someone is telling you you're a victim, right? You're going to be a victim of some medical procedure, or you're a victim of some other nonsense. But either way, you're not a victim. Raise your consciousness enough, because when you get to enough high in consciousness, you realize who you are. And this is not true. And understand, everything is energy. When you leave the physical body, you are only energy and consciousness. This is how, you're not even in the body, this is how you can travel to other planets and astral and view, whatever else, because your consciousness can go anywhere, any dimension, anything. It's frequency and vibration. Depends on your frequency and vibration. So all illness, any disease, anything can be cured by frequency and vibration. Nothing can affect you if you take command of your consciousness and don't give your power away. If you believe, oh my gosh, this treatment is going to do that to me and turn me into a butterfly, well, that's what's going to happen. See, if you believe, oh my gosh, this alien can do that to me, because he's got more power, he's more advanced being or whatever nonsense you believe. Sorry. It's the same thing with demonic attacks, any of this nonsense. Absolutely the same thing. Nothing has power of you. Nothing. If you claim your power, and everybody tries to tell people that, humans must understand, if they knew who you were. You veiled. And the more the veil is lifted, the more you will realize who you really are. And have fear over nothing. So the best is switch all this nonsense off in the first place. Okay? Because nothing does have power over you if you decide it won't. End of story. Hi. You're welcome. But this is true though. You holding enough higher frequency and vibration, no medical procedure is going to affect you if you, first of all, tell your biological body that it will not. No, you override that instruction that's been given, maybe artificially to you, right? No. Your blueprint, your DNA, everything, divine blueprint. You are really, your consciousness is in control of it. There we are. You are source. That is control of that manifested this physical body in the bloody first place. You see? But you've got to stop identifying with I am Joe and I'm this pure human that's just this little, that is hopeless, weak, helpless, whatever human. Everything can do anything to me. This is working your way up, transcending. The more you do your shadow work and your healing, the higher you will go up. The more you will realize, the more light you become, the less veils there, the more power you have. Because you are closer to who you really are, which is part of Source, the Creator. Made in my image, in my name, pure light, pure love. That is what Source is, the divine, absolute light and absolute love. So the closer you get back to that, embodying the pure love, well, there we are. You will have control over physics, as Jesus demonstrated. People still didn't get that. They thought he tried to tell them. Same thing, right? It's just your consciousness, your belief that's stopping you. That's all it is. People already now can bend spoons, right? Can walk. Some people can actually walk through walls. Levitate, you've seen it. They don't believe they can't. They have done it. See? So there we are. Rise above this fear. Take control. But it means you got to, like me still, I'm still doing bloody healing. It's up today. This new wave that came in, right, is more purging and clearing, because if you want to embody the divine, be purified as a vessel, well, you've got to get rid of all of it, all of that, ugly stuff in you. Hello, thank you. So you've got to do that. See, because the divine is only light, pure love, unconditional love. It only has light and love. That's all. You see, all those divine aspects, which means we need to let go of every bit of darkness and nonsense and projection and fear and illusion and whatever we're holding in with us. Yeah, because it depends on what their karma is, and depends on the level of frequency and vibration. They haven't. So don't judge anybody ever. There's another thing. Don't judge. Ever criticize, judge, or compare yourself to anybody else. Always be thankful. Always be grateful too. I always say thank you for my blessings and thank you for waking me up, and always say here I am. If you surrendered your vessel completely to Source, absolutely surrender. So then remember, you're not in. There's also you're taking on no karma, because you're saying to Source, here I am, right? This is you, everything. You do as you please with this. then God is, let's say, for people's sake, right? God's source is in complete control of this vessel. Will use this vessel for the highest good. So no karma will come to you if you also intend that it's only, you know what I mean? It's all in your intention for the highest, everything's for the highest and greatest good, that you do no harm, that you embody the divine. Do you decide what you want to do? Because we're all different souls. There we are. But it is interesting to watch. As I said, the ones that are in a lot of darkness, well, wow, ooh, so yes, you have to live out your karma. That's it. And as a collective, we're seeing that kind of happen in the last, say, century, right? Because we moved into the new end of times, or 2012, the new epoch. As you notice, the planet's even going through transcending. Look at what's happening on the physical planet. The planet's transcending. She's going through her ascension process, and so are humans. And there we are, end of story. But science has proven a lot of this. Quantum physics is incredible. I mean, the thing is, it's not taught in school. It's not taught, so the average person has no clue what's going on the quantum side of it, because no one's ever taught the latest science. It's very few. Greg Braden's by one of the few channels that actually discloses the actual quantum truth and the consciousness. It's been kept from people. Why? Because otherwise, hell, you people would be a lot more efficient, and you sure as hell wouldn't be victims of a few. You wouldn't have this 1% issue, would you? Because you'd be empowered. Anyway, never mind. It is what it is. People don't realize, a lot of this is actual science. People think it's because they don't. And look at our schools. Education is actually a joke. Education is 1700 still. Just, new edition. It's the same nonsense. It's the most useless education system you can possibly imagine. You're learning absolutely nothing. Not for the new epoch. You might as well be in the 1700s, pretty much, with our education. That's what it's designed. It's useless. Absolutely not even worth attending school, to be honest with you. Or really not. Because if you're not using your higher level of consciousness, you're not tapping into the highest IQ or highest intelligence. The quantum field is where all knowledge, all exists. So there's no point going to school, because all you're doing is becoming a parrot. All you're learning is what you're being taught to repetitively repeat, like a parrot. You're cycling out shite, which has come from the, let's say, logical mind, the analytical, the mind here. The mind's only got that much of an intelligence. A lot of it, most of it, is channeled. It comes from a higher level of it. Look at even Tesla. That was channeled information. Notre Dame is channeled information. Yes, the system is, oh my goodness, the system is not teaching, it's nowhere from a higher level of intelligence. But obviously, of course, that information is also going, but say the 3%. They know this. They're teaching their children, their schools, they've got the money, are learning only the best. They're learning this. They know it. But this information of quantum physics and, the brain, higher mental meditation, tapping into the quantum, obviously, the wealthy, the rich, the elite are using it. But the average person, person and the poor, the left down there, are definitely not being, raised up, But anyway, as I say, it's below leveling up. Karma is. No, if you heal, you can change, yes. If you heal, yeah, you can heal. You're healing your ancestral line, or you're going back, you're healing your soul, the whole timeline. Yeah. You've got to clear it. But that's people. The ones that don't are just going to take a long time. Wow. They're going to have to work through their karma, live it through, whatever, anyways, and come back with a little bit more consciousness, a little bit more, whatever. Wow, I don't want to be in that queue, and definitely not. And you don't want to take on any more karma by wishing any hate out there to anyone. Even if you think they are so evil and so this, they've got to dish out the karma. Someone's got to do the job. They're just actors. Well, it's the same thing. No, I don't want any stuff put in my body. Thank you. I value this as a vessel. It's your temple, as you were taught. Look after your temple. So don't put any poisons and toxins and other medicines and things in it. Keep it pure and clean. So organic food, clean water, all that goes into the vessel. I don't fancy poisoning myself with any, I don't even take any form of medication, because this is what did the damage to me in the first place. Interesting enough, how I got on this journey, transcendental meditation, because I had severe adverse reactions to medication, which almost killed me and left me with heart damage and brain damage. That really, I was going to end up in care. 2 years ago, I was going to, heading towards a care home before I was 60. So, no one wanting to be sued and being held liable. Of course, you end up trying to fix yourself. So that took me on a path of massive research to cleanse the body, detox all the toxins, whatever. Who knows? I didn't even know what was done, because no one would do me the test to see how much damage was done, because then they'd have to verify, oh yes, it actually, oh dear. So nobody wanted to give, anyway, never mind, it doesn't matter. So that's how I ended up on this journey. See, and doing transcendental meditation and this and that, everything I could do to heal the brain, for one, and the health and the heart, whatever. There we are. So now I don't, I'm very glad I manage my health very carefully now, because the physical vessel took a lot of damage, and and it was my karma to die last year, but because I was on this path and I was really on it, I managed to skip that timeline. So I didn't have to die last year. So I had a trial run at it, basically. And I'm still here. There we are. So I don't put anything in the body. I don't even get sick anymore. I don't get flu. I don't get anything. Nothing. Because you raise your frequency and vibration of every cell in your body above that. So pain, illness, infection, and disease doesn't touch you. And if you keep your frequency and vibration high, you won't get sick. Doesn't matter what bug is out there. And Cryon, as I did tell people in the last, if you go and follow Cryon's channel, Cryon, W, whatever, I've shared quite a few of Cryon's videos and channeling. He's been channeling for years. He channels about the biological body, and he calls it the innate, which is the smart body, which is basically your DNA. Your DNA is everything. That's the most important thing, is your DNA. That is your auric field you see around you, is your DNA, it's an energy field. So your DNA is everything. So you don't play with your DNA until you've got to a certain level. And this is why people's DNA has been activated. The more DNA that you've got activated in your body, the higher level of consciousness, because it means the more also you can tap into your Akashic records. See, like the masters that he was telling you, apparently had 80% of their DNA functioning. That's why they could have control over physics. So you want to get your DNA to work. You've got to start working with your biological body. Start talking, because it's smart. It understands. It has consciousness. Everything's energy. Every cell in your body is energy. You want to work with your body. This is your temple. Look after it. Treat it like a temple. Yeah, work with your body. There we are. And Cryon helps you. He goes into great detail. And that's when I heard it, I was like, wow. It just was like a ding-dong. I knew when I heard this man, I was guided to, this year, to a Cryon video on YouTube. And when I heard that man on this innate, and it was like, I just knew it. You know, that knowing your higher self, it was like, wow. It just hit me. A cache memory, coming back. And you're like, this is true. You just knew it. And you're like, wow. And I started doing it. But because I cognized it and believed it. And because I knew it was, I absolutely didn't doubt it for one bit. And it was like, oh my gosh. It was like the oh my gosh moment when I realized nothing has power over me, when I had that whole demonic attack nonsense. There's a lady, you got to then go look for efforts. If you want to do something, all right, you first got to, your mind, you've got to get control of your mind. That's your main problem. It doesn't help until you get control of yourself. You do your shadow work and ego work. So there's no shortcut here. So I've shared quite a few videos on my YouTube page. Eckhart Tolle does some. What's her name again? Oh. What's that woman's name? She's amazing. I'm completely blank. I've shared one of her videos. She does so many lectures. She did a lot of this on energy and manifestation, because it's just a reflection. Whatever you put out is what you come back. So whatever you're thinking and seeing out there is a reflection of what's inside and what you draw to you. So the more you release and heal, the better you will be. Can't remember her name. Shit. And there's a woman on here that's very good. It explains all that. But it doesn't help if you're not in that level of consciousness. You're just going to be a parrot. So if you think you can sit there and be positive and say these things and I'm going to do that and think it's going to happen, no, because you have to be at that level of consciousness. Right, your frequency and vibration and your belief has to be there. See, the mind and heart, if it's not in sync, there's so many people out there, go and listen. If you want, seek and you shall find. So if your intent is really there, believe me, like synchronicities, you will be led to those videos like I was. As you're on your path, you'll be led to those videos and things, okay? So, I mean, there's Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. I can't remember the woman's name now. She's so famous. I've shared some of her stuff as well. Talks all about that. There's another girl on here that's very good that goes into this whole thing. But you see, it's if you're just sitting there on a 3D mentality energy level and you haven't started working and activating your DNA, all of this, that it's not going to work. People, that's what people say, oh, but I'm doing all that and nothing happens. Well, there we are, you see. There we are. You've got to transcend. You raise everything as a being. You see, you've got to intend to do that, intend to ascend, intend to be a better person, intend to heal. There's a whole process you've got to work through. It's kind of different stages you're working through. It's like a spiritual thing. And as I said, there's different levels you have to go up to achieve. It's like a test. So you will see different things. Start doing your shadow work and you'll see a lot of people say, oh my gosh, I got wings like me. I thought I was an angel. I did all that and fighting all these demons and things. And next minute I got these incredible massive pair of, no, not her. No, she's not. I got this massive pair of wings and many people were saying that. You were given your wings. So that's like a esoteric version. It's a level you've passed. And then you go up and then you're given something else. I can't remember. It was a diamond. And then you go up and you're given a lotus flower. You ended up sitting on this massive lotus flower, all these other things. So you go through all these different levels. So what those are different. I was a star and all your cells and DNA gets activated. Oh, wow, it's amazing. It turns into light. You got to do. Okay, start going through them. And then you wouldn't be asking this question because a knowing is inside you how to do it. And your higher self will be guiding you what to say, your affirmations, everything. This is all you need is listen to the guidance from within your higher self. Nobody else out there. So start, and it must be from pure intent, see. No, not her. No, she doesn't resonate. You'll see a lot of people out there that are talking the talk but don't walk the walk. They haven't got the energy. They haven't got that love in them. They haven't got the compassion. They haven't got the sincerity. So they are just parroting out like coaches. But there's nothing in a lot of people out there. You can watch a lot of channels and people trying to be so-called light workers, healers, whatever they're trying to say they are. The energy, see, are they embodying this? Energy is everything. You can feel it. Yeah, they resonate, yes. Yes, Eckhart Tolle's got some very good ones on the bloody mind. Very noisy thing, isn't it? Oh, so you got to carry on with your work, do your thing, start that, try and do your Kundalini. Kundalini, if you get that activation going, wow, that'll accelerate you in a massive speed up the notch. So activate your Kundalini. And I've shared that, how to do it. A shortcut to that. If you go to my YouTube channel, down the videos, you'll see one that says all the benefits of transcendental meditation. Under there, I've shared the link to how to do that. And I've shared the link, a few of those shortcuts. You can watch the videos how to get your brain into that thing and activate your Kundalini. Because you get your Kundalini, that activation. There's many people, female gland, that whole sacred chrism. Get that going and that will shoot you up that ladder much faster. Well, that's accelerated ascension. There we are. But if your heart's in it and you really mean it, it will come. Okay. You ask for that help and you really intend to forgive those and ask for forgiveness. And break your ties, drop all your karma, drop everything. There we are. All right, lovely people. So don't let anyone tell you you're a victim. You're not a victim of any medication, medical procedure, anything, if you don't choose to be. All right. The same with that whole thing. You learn you're not a victim of anything. And if you were a victim in this life, wow, we did some horrible stuff to get that. You had to come incarnate into a family that was you were abused or dysfunctional, that means you had to do some shit to it's payback. It's what you're suffering now is payback for other lives and things you did. You know what I mean? I'm afraid. And that's when I thought, when I was shown my sister was karmic dead, I was like, oh shit, I wonder what I did to her, because she made my childhood an absolute misery for a year. I thought something was wrong with her. I thought, no, she's psychotic or something. You know, what is wrong with this person? Why could they just got this, you know? Because she made my entire life an absolute torturous misery. That was just one aspect of my karma, but she was just one. And when I was shown, I was like, oh, wow, oh, dear, oh, shit, I don't know what I did to her. But, yeah, she definitely made me, you know, it was payback in this lifetime. Ooh, hell. So I didn't even want to go there. I thought, oh, my gosh, I don't know what I did, but, well, that must have been not good to deserve that. See, people, everything is not always what it seems. There's a reason. All right, we have to accept that. And it doesn't matter. If you can transcend it all, you should just be happy, yeah. Just transcend it all, and then you know that your next carnation is heaven. Okay. You have risen enough above all of this, transcended it all, that you don't have to worry. Okay, clean it. Leave this carnation as pure light. Dropped your karma, done your healing, done your forgiveness, raise as high as you can, because that's your next carnation. Smooth, and the road is, you know, led for you, wherever you want to go. If you want to go higher than that, you don't want to come back to this planet, well, there we are. Maybe you don't have to then even do that. But that all depends on you, pure intent. If you are one way focused, and you really mean it, and everything's behind it, your heart, your energy, everything, you will get it. You will get there. You will absolutely get there. Nothing is stopping you but you. So you can raise as high as you want. You can leave this planet as ascended master. You can walk on this planet as a master. You can part water if you wanted to. But that means you need to activate and take control, you see, of your DNA and everything. And get it all on. And your body, you can't fool it. So if you're saying, oh yeah, just activate my DNA. Oh, I'm a little bit worried. It's like pretending like, you know, you can do magic, but you don't believe you can. Well, it won't happen then. Because your innate and your body is welling no if you mean it. If your innate is listening to you and thinks, no, she doesn't really believe, you know, that she's like, I hope I don't get sick, but, you know, just you know, see if it works. No, it won't happen. You have to absolutely, that they said, faith, as much as a mustard seed, that you completely believe it. It'll happen. Absolutely happen. If you have no doubt. That's the thing, is the doubt, is to clear all that, you know. When that comes with as you raise, and as you do your work, and you start realizing, wow, okay, wow. Anyway, there we are, lovely people. So this is what we are working through as a planet, as you noticed. Wow, in this last, say, 50 years have been quite horrendous. Just look at this century, the amount of wars we had. I mean, people forget. People forget. You look at the First World War and the Second World War. That's all you look at. You forget we've had, but those are just nothing. The amount of people we have killed on this planet in this century. We've had Vietnam. I mean, you actually go and look at it. You'd actually have to see it. Then you realize, oh my gosh. And each of them. We've had Vietnam. We've had this. We've had El Salvador. It just goes on and on and on. So understand, yeah, wow. The karmic cycle is being used up. Wow. So if you are suffering, it's because of that. So I suggest you start working that you do not want to come back next life as a perpetrator, because you'll be the victim again, the next whatever. You know, you want to just end this now. Okay. And ask for all your karma. You can intend for all your karma to be dropped, and it will be dropped. Absolutely all of it. But if there's something that you haven't learned from, you need to see it to understand. They cannot clear it. So you can purposely, I've done it, you can intend and ask for all your karma to be dropped, right? And you can. But what you didn't process or didn't learn from or understand, they will have to show you first. And it will come up and you'll have to see it. You'll be like it happened to me. Can't remember when. I think I explained it to you. Whenever it was, whichever light came in, who knows, this purging and clearing. Quite a few of us, I had all of a sudden this incredible pain, and I thought, oh well, I got some, and I started thinking maybe I've got some illness, or I've got some problem here, medical problem. A couple of us did, And then for a minute I thought, no, don't think like that, because that's exactly you thinking. And what it showed me was and this is why I was having massive abdominal problems. I was stoned to death. So here I was lying as a woman on the ground, and these people were throwing like boulders onto my abdomen. They killed me basically by throwing boulders on me. So this is why the abdomen, the bleeding, it was sore and everything, because this is was a past life that I had to process. So I looked at these people and I thought, okay, whatever I did, they must have, whatever the story was in those days, everything was a witch hunt and you were bad, evil, whatever, Out come the stones and they're just happy to get rid of you. We all went through all that shit. So whatever I did wrong, whatever, I was like, okay, well, now you've got to see them and you've got to realize, wow, okay, shit, they're ignorant. I mean, they just, that's what the level of, we were on such a witch hunt. Oh my gosh, they were evil. We were just so, in the dark. And absolutely, look at the dark ages. I mean, we were really very not intelligent. So I saw this and I was like, okay, never mind, forgive them. And it didn't go away, you see. And I'm thinking, well, okay, because I said, okay, right, thanks. Okay, never mind, thanks. I forgive. But I didn't mean it. I saw what they did and okay, forgive them. But I didn't, how do I explain it? I did something wrong. So it wouldn't go away. So I realized, okay, well, something it's not going away for a reason because I haven't cognized it. So I said, okay, well, let's go into it properly. Please show me clearly what it is I need to understand, to let go, to heal. Then I was shown into it in a much deeper level. And I rose up above my body. I was taken back into it. And I saw these people. And they were like these superstitious, really frightened kind of, really sort of medieval kind of period. And I felt so sorry for them. All I saw were these terrified, very like primitive. They were like children, like, oh my gosh. And, they were like barbaric, very, very barbaric, okay? Very uncivilized, very unintelligent, very, we weren't actually. And then you felt sorry for them. And I really rose above this and I saw these people murdering me, and I was like, wow, shame, man. I mean, they really just didn't know what they were doing. They really were like so ignorant. So that was it. It was gone. Because I understood and I forgave. It's a level, you see. It's all about that. Weird shit. Weird. So some things that you didn't maybe, obviously most people don't take kindly to being murdered, right? So sometimes we don't, as a soul, let go of it. But we're supposed to, you see. Depends. And so we hang on to energy, whatever. Anyway, I was probably angry, whatever nonsense it was. So then it cleared up. But I mean, I had the physical elements of this problem. A few of us had. I was physically living through it again, and all it was residue of an old life. That's why my stomach and bleeding. I was like, wow, am I getting cancer? So what's going on here? Just, no, you were stoned to death. There we are. There we are. Yeah, well, if you're terrified of water, you died in drowning. Either your last life or Atlantis, possibly, or the deluge, whenever. Yes, I've got a friend who's exactly the same. Absolutely. She can't even listen to running water. And I said to her, you need to get that sorted out. Because if you've got that, understand you died very traumatically and you didn't transcend it as a soul. So this is why you didn't learn. You've got to come back in this life and you've got to work through it. So I really highly suggest with your phobia about water is to go through a past life regression or go and see, if you go to my page, I think I've shared the details and I've followed them. There's Sandy Cornelius. She's a Akashic record reader and a healer. She's very good. Wow, she can see, boy. There's not much she can see everything. So you can go to her and she'll tell you what happened there, and they can heal it and clear it for you, your guides, and tell you who your guides are. She's in Australia, but she takes calls and clients from all over the world. There's Salrita, Ontario as well. You can contact her. Okay. She'll be able to see exactly what happened to you. Okay, and why. And then you can go back and tell your guides, and they'll tell you what I got from her as well, medicine, all kinds of things. Because I had stuff that happened to me in this life I wasn't even aware of. So I got some Chinese medicine that was sent to me because I had other physical things that happened to my body I didn't even know about. I had physical illness or ailments I wasn't even aware of, besides all the damage that I did know about. So there's a beautiful Chinese lady made up a whole lot of concoction for me to take medicine because I had and no doctor here knew about it or told me. Well, they don't. In England, it's not like private doctors anymore. It's NHS, so they don't want to spend money. They don't look for trouble. They won't go out of the way to diagnose anything. You've got to go there. You've got to beg them for a diagnosis, basically. And if it comes back not the problem or the cause of it, they won't look. They don't keep looking for the cause. That's just tough luck. So yeah, I went to see her. She was very good. Wow. And she told me that I had a problem with my spleen and had a hole in my liver from work I was doing. Never mind. So something went through my liver. A laser went through my liver. Anyway, so more shit I didn't even know about. It's like, okay, whatever. This poor body, wow. It's no wonder why I was going to leave the planet before 60. Wow, this body took some serious hammering and trauma in this life. Wow. But you can understand why. I haven't been. I saw I had some horrendous. I mean, like everybody, you've been victimized. As a soul, or played that role, put it that way, to choose to experience. So you would have experienced everything you could possibly think of, you have experienced. A lot of them they won't show you. Some lives you don't even want to see. I mean, there was like, wow, ooh. But if it happened to you, understand, you chose it. And we all know that every single life that you have, or illusion, you've dreamed, right? You've played, run through. You saw that before you came in. And it was something you wanted to go through, or karma, whatever you wanted to work through. Sandy Cornelius. I've shared her. She's got White Feather Energy Healing. You'll find her on Facebook under White Feather Energy Healing. She's got a page on here. She doesn't really use it though. She's on here, but she's got like 3. I think she put 1 video up. Sandy Cornelius. I've shared one of her videos. Find her here. You'll find her. Okay. She's in Australia. And she's white, and she's very, very sharp reader. She can see straight through. She'll see who your guides are, what happened to you, everything. And Solrita, Ontario as well. She's very good. And if you've got, say, physical, if you're on your journey and you want, say, clearing, physical things, you can go see Linda as well. She does the crystals. So if you like doing that, you might think you've got a block, whatever else you want to just check, or want a healing, clearing, da-da-da-da. Linda can also help you with that. So there's a lot of people on here. Yes, exactly. You see, people, we choose this, absolutely. Every one of them. So I knew when I saw some horrible lives, I mean, wow, there were some past lives that they don't show. The ones that are locked up and chained, and no, there's, those are really bad ones. Because if you're not in that level where you understand it, you will absolutely be horrified by it or traumatized again. But if you understand everything is no accident and you chose it, you're never a victim. So then it doesn't matter. You think, gee whiz, did I do that? Wow, okay. Wow. How much did it cost? Depends. I don't know. I don't know what she charges now. I think it's about $100. I'm not sure. I think most people, I think she's 100. I think. I'm just guessing. I don't know. I can't remember. Yeah, dreams are sometimes you astraling, going back, past, present, and future, or it's your cash clearing. It's coming up because as it's clearing, that's why a lot of people are going to start seeing and remembering things because it's coming up to clear. You see, the grid's changing. You're raising in consciousness, so all of that's going to start surfacing in people big time. If you've got a problem that keeps your fear or something, or that keeps repeating one thing, you've got to address it. It's a past life or something that you didn't heal, like this drowning, like being murdered, whatever. Yes. So pay attention to them. Make a journal. You can make a journal. That's a good way to do it. Let me see if I can find her. I don't think you can even, don't know how you do this thing on here. I'm not sure I can actually even make comments, can I? Probably not yet, maybe. Let me see if I can, I don't even know if I've got her thing on here. No, doesn't pull her up, so I can't tag her in this thing. Sorry. I thought I could possibly tag her, but I can't. No, I don't know how to get rid of this thing now. There we are. So you can try that here. That's trying to. I don't know. You've got to find out why. You've got to find out. You didn't learn something. Okay. Well, it's trauma. We've got to. a lot of things coming up now is your chance they're showing you like dysfunctional patterns or behavior trauma that you got to try and put the puzzle together. And ask for that help. Ask them to show you very clearly what it is they're trying to teach you or want you to know. Ask for them next and say, if I don't get it, keep showing me. And make it so clear that I understand exactly what it is that I do. I ask for make it very specific so I cannot misunderstand what you are trying to get to me. And then I'm given it very clearly. Whoa, okay. Yes. Well, it's you. You're watching you because you're not in your body. Your consciousness is always watching you. You're not this mind. You're the one who's observing everything. You're observing yourself think, yourself everything. Yeah. And your guides, angels, all kinds of things can be watching you. Other beings you brought with you, people you dragged with you because you took their energy. They're not as beings, like as a whole entities. They're energy. So sometimes you've taken a piece of someone's energy you've dragged around with you for lifetimes, and this poor person. So they're not whole, their soul, because you've taken their energy. You didn't let go of them, so you're dragging their poor backside like I did around with you through lifetimes. So that poor soul's not whole because you've taken a bit of their energy. You've given your energy to people you shouldn't have. Every time we take on other people's guilt, shame, trauma, we try and, we'll take their suffering for them. Oh, don't worry, we've taken their energy. I mean, it's not ours to take. You've got to give it all back. It's a good exercise to do, to give everybody's energy you've taken on that is not yours. It wasn't yours to take. You apologize and give it all back. Any energy that's not yours, give it back. And ask for all energy that's yours, that you've left throughout any dimension, time, continuum, space, whatever. Take it back. And call back all fractals of yourself that you've left in any timeline, life, incarnation, call it back. That's a difficult one, because sometimes some of your fractals you call back are shadows, are not healed ones. So they can come back. You'll see it come back as a bit of a dark shadow. Then you've got to cleanse and clear your energy, because some energy of yours is shadow. Okay, but it's not healed. Your dark side you need to work out. No. That's your ego telling you fear. You've got to have faith and trust. Your higher self will never do anything that's going to harm you. Your ego will, though. It's your illusion. What do you want to clean? Sorry? I didn't get to see I didn't manage to see your previous. This thing doesn't show you all the questions, so let me see what you're trying. What do you want to clean? I'm just trying to figure out. What do you want to clean? Well, no, because people are put in your life for a reason, absolutely. But you're not here. They don't need your healing to heal other people. You're here to learn from each other. So they will be there to trigger you, you're there to trigger them, or whatever it is. Or to love each other, whatever it is, for a reason. It's always a reason. And it's always for your highest good, or it's a lesson or learning or whatever. Or just, to be able to love, just to share. There's always something. Yeah. The twin flames aren't always romantic. It's a lot of things people are assuming that it's not romantic. It doesn't have to be a man and woman. It's not always romantic. Yes, you can ask them not to. Depends on you. You see, some people don't meditate. So how are they going to communicate with you? So sometimes the only communication you're going to get is through dreams. Lucid dreams and your astrals. Because you're astral when you sleep. So, yeah. But then it's what they do is show you also in a... That's like the Bible is written, right? Metaphors. The Bible's metaphors, and a lot of it. So we take it as literal, but it's not. It's metaphors. So same with your dreams you get and these so-called hints that your guides or your soul's trying to teach you, right? Sometimes it's like in a metaphor. You don't get it. But you can actually ask them to be very specific. I do. I say, please show me. Like if something comes up and I get a feeling, they're trying to tell me, I need to work on something. I make an intent before I go to sleep, and I call them and I say, please, make sure tomorrow in my meditation that I bring up to heal, clear whatever it is I need to heal and clear. Make it very clear that I know exactly what's wrong. And I will be shown very clearly, because I tell them, make sure. That there's no ways I misunderstand what you are trying to show me. And they will show me very clearly, and I'm like, okay, I get exactly what they're saying. Oh no, this is a bad habit. Oh wow, okay, I didn't realize I was doing it. All right, sorry. You see, so you can ask them to repeat it. If I don't get it, ask them to keep repeating it. So if I don't get the first time whatever synchronicity message they're trying to give you, you tell them to repeat it in very good detail that you will not misinterpret or not understand it. All right. There we are. Yes, I can imagine it wouldn't be. I seldom do that. I don't think that, and that wouldn't be a way to get my attention, because they wake me up in the middle of the night, where this energy is coming in and downloads are coming in. And, oh, wow, wow, wow. And then I go back to sleep and I think, wow, that's amazing. And then I go back to sleep. And when I wake up in the morning, I don't remember diddly squat. So never give it to Honor in her sleep, because she will not remember whatever you're trying to tell me. I don't remember. So I always say, please don't give me shit in my sleep, because I'm going to forget it in the morning. And so I get it in meditation, or when I'm lucid, I'm walking. And whatever like the last 2 days, they're trying to you're going through stuff and they're trying to show you something. Things keep coming up and you're wondering, why the hell is this coming up all the time? Because they're trying to tell you something. And then all of a sudden you go on your walk, you'll be like, ding dong. Wow, okay. It makes sense, you see. Patience. Trust and ask. If you're not sure, ask. Always intent and ask. Same with forgiveness. Anything you want, ask clearly. Sometimes we're not good communicators. We're not making it very clear what we want. Well, then you're not going to get what. If you're not asking for it, you don't get. Asking, you shall receive. Very true. Also with intent, though, you see. People often think, oh, I just want to, but I don't want to make the effort, or I don't want to. There we are. If there's no pure intent, well, then you're not going to get anywhere, because they know you don't mean it. You have to mean what you say. There we are. Yes, oh no, I don't want to be woken up. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. They can tell you many ways that they can tell you. Knowing, intuition, synchronicities, guide you to a video. That's the good one. I want to get confirmation. Like things come to me, downloads and upgrades, and I get information. And if I want to, it's almost like they want to validate it for me. And that's how I found Cryon, actually, by validating it. Stuff came through to me about the innate. And I just knew this. And I made a video about it on Facebook. And I said to people, you can rise your frequency of vibration above illness, and you will not be affected by this illness, right? I said, you just raise your frequency of vibration and you will not get sick. And I knew it. I just knew it. I was telling people all this. Well, next minute I go onto YouTube and I find a Cryon video. What is Cryon talking about? I'm like, oh my gosh. That's how I came across Cryon. So my soul gave me Cryon as a validation for things that I was just coming up, I suppose, when your DNA has been activated, or your innate, your intelligence, whatever. It was knowing coming back. And I was saying things and I had no ground for it, but I just knew it. And so I came across Cryon's channel, one of them. So many people share his videos. And this was validation. And I was like, wow, thank you. So I've got lots of validations through Cryon's channels. Hi. Yes, it's just, people are working through their karma that they, whatever the nonsense they've done for lifetimes. If you're having a hard time, ask to and start doing your forgiveness and forgive other people. Because you are paying back all the karma that you've accumulated and bad things you've done in many lifetimes. Yeah, that's for them to work out. Because we're moving into the new epoch with the end of times. So that the energy and the whole era is changing. We don't need karma anymore. That cycle's coming to an end. So we've got to work through it or dish it all up. It's all got to be cleared now. So that's why we're waking up, clearing, healing. Or we got to pay back, We got to work through this karma. Because it's not necessary. We're all moving into a higher state of consciousness where we will be the unity, love, driven by the third eye. See, so we won't be doing shit like that. The unity, oneness, this thing's coming. It's different energies are going to pull us. So we don't need this. That was a very 3D old, where it was like what you do comes back to you. So it was like a lesson. It was like school. Think of it as a school type of thing. We don't need karma anymore because we're now going to a higher state of consciousness. All right. So we're not going to be walking around blindly, you see. And so that's how you got trying like a lesson. If you did something wrong, it came back to you, kind of thing. Yeah, whatever. Part of our spirit, our growth, our soul's evolution or game, the earth game we chose to play. Energy thing. Yeah, often. But remember, we wanted to experience it as in this game, in this illusion of dreaming, right? All our dreaming states of how many dreams and lives we've dreamed up. So we wanted to experience all of it. Now, how can you? So you wanted to be the victim and the perpetrator, so you would know what it's really like. You see. But then in this life, you obviously worked out your karma before. You see. So there we are. You probably worked out your karma already then. So don't accumulate any more or whatever, you know. It's they don't want to bring any stuff to you. Don't want to do anything wrong. Clear it and let go of it. And then that's it. You're free now, you know. But so many people don't realize they're not free, and they, you know, wow. And they do anyway. It's just it's being dished. It's, you know. It's leveling up, we're clearing, and this is why the energy is coming in. It's clearing this is why things are coming up, people's memories and dreams and stuff, because what's the name of it again? I'm trying to think, sorry. Crystalline grid. It's been stored on Earth. All our so-called Akashic records are also stored on Gaia. And that's changing. Everything's changing. It's going up. Gaia. Look what's going on with Gaia at the moment. Earthquakes, volcanoes, because she is the same thing. It's her birthing. She's transcending. She's raising in frequency and vibration. She's, you know, moving. Her physical vessel is adapting and everything. So Gaia is on her ascension path, and it was already started. So she's going up, and she's going through all these gyrations. Her physical vessel's changing, whatever. The planet, you know, is going through its cycle, cleanse, So that's it. It's the end of time. So the planet is clearing. So you've got the same thing going on as in your vessel. Your physical vessel's changing. It's purging, healing, clearing. So is Earth. What are the floods, fires? Purging, clearing, healing. The light's coming in, pushing up all the shit. So look at what's going on. Volcanoes, everything. As within, so without. Micro, you know, it's reflected. Yes, but a lot of those won't happen. They were lower timelines. It depends on us. Some of them were lower timelines. Not all things. I've seen things that not all of them. A lot of them did. 2 didn't happen yet. And then I've seen new dreams. Some have. I haven't followed it, so I'm not sure. I haven't followed the news or anything. Some happened. Some haven't happened yet. Some of them won't. You see, it depends on the timeline and the collective consciousness. At the moment, a lot of it's in fear. So if you want to help, you do meditation and send out peace and calm out there. So you are counteracting the collective fear that is being projected and that energy is being sent out, because it's also infectious. Because if it's been broadcast in the collective, people that are not energy, you know, whatever, sorted their own nonsense out, are going to feel it and be affected by that, because they're picking up the collective and the energy coming from other people's consciousness. So then they start feeling the fear. So we need to counteract this fear and nonsense going out there and send out peace and calm, love, to the planet. So when you finish your meditation, you can help send that out around to the collective. Right? That'll help. Yeah. Help send it out. You know, we want to change. If we send out love, peace, calm, all these things to the collective, to consciousness, and if everyone starts feeling it and behaving like that, well, we'd have a different world, wouldn't we? Higher vibration, no hate, no anger, none of this nonsense. We will change when humans decide what's happening here. So enough of us decide, okay, we need to change it. So those that are awake, the more people are doing their meditation, sending out calm, love, peace, and doing these things, are helping raise the frequency and vibration, stabilize it, change it, and, you know, most of the poor people that aren't awake, you're saving them from really bad timelines and other things that they're not even aware of, you know, that we could have gone down. The whole of humanity can go down a really nasty timeline, and, you know, we would have, if we hadn't entered the shift, we would have annihilated ourselves off the planet, but we chose not to do that. This is why we entered into the epoch. So we have averted, there's no global catastrophe where we're going to annihilate all ourselves off the planet. Enough of us are awake, enough of us are not buying into that. There are many people out there that are asleep, that are buying into this apocalyptic, end of the world, we're all going to die, Yes, they are putting it out there, don't worry about it. But they're holding a low frequency. The higher frequency overrides a lower frequency, right? It's just the way it is. So the more of us holding a higher frequency, light and everything else, the more of us that are awakening spiritually, doing this work, we are overriding all that nonsense. You see, we've pulled the earth enough out of that. Enough of us dropped out of that dark, dense energy to pull us out of that timeline. So there's no, all of us destruction nonsense. Not going to happen. Yes, we'll have some natural disasters happening. How many will happen? And I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. There's different timelines. And it changes all the time. Depends on the human consciousness, collective consciousness, energy, whatever, being projected. And at the moment, everybody is pushing fear and victimhood or some nasty nonsense. This is a problem. We've got to stop it completely. I don't know why you see that. There's something for you. You need to ask somebody. Don't know. Could be. Don't know why. Not sure. Everybody gets different things and different reasons and different signs and different whatever. Don't know. You can ask, find out. Yeah. Yes, of course. We all made in his image. So there's no different. What I can do, you can do. You have to raise your frequency and vibration intent. We started this journey on the spiritual journey. Everybody is able to do this because we all have the same DNA, same physical structure, right? We're all given that. Some of us are choosing not to. That's the difference. It's free will. You choose to ascend, to raise your frequency, start the spiritual journey, get your gifts. Your gifts will come. Comes with it. Comes with it. Your telepathic ability, everything comes online. All gets activated. Yes, I carried the poor bugger around with me through many lifetimes. It's not all this nonsense. This is humans and this romantic rubbish we believe in, right? Oh my gosh, there's one love nonsense. Like, we've all had love. This is the point. We wanted to experience at different levels, right? So we'll have one love. Because in your lifetime, in many lifetimes, you want to experience the absolute wow factor, right? So I had that absolute wow factor many centuries ago. It looked like ancient Ireland. And I don't know if I was the woman or the man. I think I was the woman. Yes, because I had to give the soul back. Anyway, and I met this partner and we were mad about each other. And we got married. Traditional Celtic wedding, whatever else, very long time ago we're talking about. And we had 2 kids and I died. I don't know why, what happened. And my partner was so devastated. He moved up into the hills and, those typical old Celtic houses, just stone with looked like a moss roof. And he didn't live anymore. He just kind of, lost his interest. I don't know what happened to the kids. Anyway, he never got over my loss. Now, for my soul not being out, he couldn't detach. I couldn't, so I didn't detach from him. So what happened is we carried part of each other's souls around. Because we never let go, and we couldn't, who knows, we didn't sort that out, that we had carried each other through so many lifetimes. And the funniest thing was, you feel like something's missing. You're looking for that soulmate, right? So every life. So in this lifetime, I was looking for that man, that knight in white shine. I was looking for him. And even someone that looked like him. Everybody that I was crazy about looked like him. So when I went for my past life regression, it was amazing. And it came up, first of all, there was an ex-husband in the First World War, when we had the plague, whatever it was. Yeah, whatever it was. Yeah, that whole thing, whatever. He had died in the war. And he was angry anyway. He hadn't left. So what came out when I was going through regression, there was something wrong. And my ex-husband, okay, so we sent him back to the light. But there's something still wasn't right. And it turned out, yes, guess what? Ding-a-ling-a-ling. He was there. And I didn't want to let him go either. It was so difficult to let him go, even then. So now we realized what happened. And now we had to let each other go, finally, after like centuries, right? And still, I was like, oh, it was painful. Wow, to let that person go. And it was like a relief, because then all of a sudden, this need, you keep searching for something. So if you find, right, say you've lost somebody, like a mother, a father, a husband, a lover, whatever, right? Somebody that you were very close to. And if you are feeling always that you really miss them, okay, and your heart's sore, and they're in your heart, or you feel like, wow, it's really bothering you that their loss, is because normally they haven't left, because you wouldn't let go of them when you lost them, vice versa. A piece of their soul, this is why you feel like you're missing them, you feel their presence, because they're not bloody gone. Because you actually hung on to the piece of their soul, the poor buggers. So they haven't moved on, and you haven't bloody moved on. This is a problem. And you have to go and consciously let that person back. You've got to let them go. And I had to do it with my mother as well in this life. Oh my gosh, wow. She hadn't left because she felt so bad. I was on my own. I didn't feel like she didn't think I was going to manage. And I didn't want to, I just did not handle her death well the whole way. Just what happened really, how it happened. So I didn't realize my mom hadn't left. Well, I knew something was wrong and I could feel it. Wow. So when I went to someone, she saw that. She was like, oh, okay, you've got something attached to you there and you need to let her go. And she's hung around and it's time for her to go back now. So I had to send my mother back. It's the same thing. You don't realize, even when they're dead, you don't want to let them go. And it was like, oh, okay, do I have to? So here we are, people. So if you are mourning someone and it's really bothering you and you're not moving on, a good reason is probably because a piece of their energy, which is their soul, is still attached to you, has not left. And they do stick around, our loved ones anyway. But if you've let them transition completely, they're carried on with another life, yeah. But you need to let them go, okay? Anybody that you lose, and I actually made a video about that because it's very important. In the West, that we don't handle death properly at all. And you make it extremely difficult for the soul to move on and ourselves. So we both take it, it's just a mess. So I actually addressed this in a video about death, afterlife and all that. I actually made 2 videos on my YouTube, really addressing this because it's a big problem. We make it difficult for the person dying. We make it difficult for the person who's everybody. It's a mess and it doesn't have to be. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, this is exactly what happened. This is why we don't handle death properly. We make it so difficult for that soul to leave, so the soul doesn't bloody leave because of us. Oh my gosh, we got, So this is what happened. You trap a piece of their energy, their soul here. They stuck with you, you're stuck with them. None of you, all of you, no one's happy and no one realizes why. There we are. Because you haven't let that energy, that soul leave in peace. None of you wanted to let go. So that soul feels bad and hangs around because of you. We don't let them go. Yeah, it's terrible. It's not right. We need to tell them it's okay. We need to tell them it's okay. Remember, they've chosen to leave. You do that as well, your death. You saw that. They've chosen to go at that time for whatever reason. There's always a reason. It is not your path. When someone dies, it's all how it's meant to be for their soul. It's got nothing to do with you. But that's just, I'm saying that's us as human, you see. Identifying with us and with everything. We identify with everything. Who we are, family, this and that. And because it's very hard for us, if we've been doing that, to see it all as a dream. And it's none of it's real. Anyway. It's just, got to start somewhere. Yeah. Of course we have a plan. Yeah. We've had many different dreams and we've had many different planets. Now we're playing an Earth game. An Earth game has a goal. Yeah, we're all playing it because we all source when we leave the body. We on the other side, we all one. There's no anything else. We all source. There's nothing else besides source. So yes, there's absolute plan for this dream. Many cycles of dreaming we're doing it. And we've got an end goal, and then when this one ends, it'll be another, who knows, planet or life form or whatever we're going to be playing. I don't know. Who knows? Baby aliens somewhere else. I don't know what we're going to be playing. We've played a couple of those already. Dreams. So, yeah. Yeah, of course you can. But you raise up enough, you can leave now if you wanted to, if you raise yourself enough. You chose when you were going to leave here. Anyway, by the way. Pretty much. You can change that, but nothing's written in stone. You can change it. Like mine, I changed my timeline. I didn't leave last year. No, because you're all source, you're all one. So there's not one person. This is humans. There's no division. There's no such thing. So there's no one person, oh, my soulmate, and next life the same person. No, that's just that's an illusion thing. You're not this thing. It's all games. There's no this, love and this person, and no. There's many, many people. And you've had many lives with many different people. But a lot of them you carnate back into. You stay in the same, soul group or family kind of thing. You just play different roles. Now this one's your friend, and last time it was your husband, and now he's your cousin, and this one's your mother, and next life you the baby, and who knows. This is how you do it. Because what else would you be doing? You are source, right? You are pure consciousness and light. If you weren't dreaming, what the hell are you going to do? You go up there. Okay, go back to being source. And there you are. And there's nothing. It's just you. It's just it's all you are is conscious, and there's just light, right? And that's it. Literally. I'm not joking. There we are. And I asked that stupid question, and I felt like I was, okay, you ask a dumb question, you get a dumb answer. And what was I shown? There I am. And there's nothing, and there's just me. And I was like, yes, okay, well, right? You eternal, there's nothing else, right? Everything, there's just nothing. So there's this internal energy and light. What the heck are you going to do with yourself? So there we are. You're going to create things. Because as I say, otherwise there's only you, me, myself, I, and there's nothing. There was just nothingness in me. And I'm aware. And that's what I experienced. Your awareness, and there's absolutely nothing. So there we are. Ask. Go and see it for yourself. And you're like, ooh, all right. Yeah. So this is what we do. Because you can't die. You're eternal. So you can now imagine whatever you want. Make up anything. Manifest. You know what I mean? There we are. Yeah, it is amazing when you get it. When you actually get it, when you actually shown it, and you're like there, and you're like, oh, yeah, wow, okay. I won't ask that question again. It was rather a dumb question. And you felt so stupid, because I was like, I explained that. I went up, this is unfair. Why do we have to keep carnating in this carnation cycle with prison planet, blah, 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 blah. And then I was shown, and there I was, and I was just conscious, and there was nothing. Just my consciousness and just this presence and this light, and it was like, okay, yes, it could get rather, extended period of time, but boring. Look at you, you go to class, you get bored, you start daydreaming. Same thing. There we are. You zone out because it's such crap, you don't want to listen to it anymore, you start daydreaming. Why do you dream? There we are. It's like imagination. People, imagine wonderful things, and I can fly as a kid. That's it. You do it as a child. You go astraling and you go and do all these funny things. That's what we do. In a dream within a dream. Don't know. There's no set thing. We've got this. This is a human mind. Oh, you have a contract. That's a lot of nonsense. You don't sign any contract. Oh, there's a contract, and you do this, and you're on a mission. Absolutely not, because it's free will. And remember, you have free choice. So if you have free choice, nothing can be set in stone. That's why you can't. This is why you go in astral. There's many different timelines and possibilities. You can tap into, like end of Earth and this and that and new Earth, different versions. It depends on what frequency and timeline we end up, because every now moment it changes, because your frequency, and you have free choice. So you can make a choice now that can completely take your life on a different trajectory, because that choice is going to bring on, it's like a snowball effect, right? So every choice you have can change. Same with what you focus on, your energy. So there is no purpose and mission in life. You decide now. You can decide now what being you want to be, what energy, what you want to embody. Everything is changeable. You can change your everything. No. You have an intention. You came here, but you can change it as well. You might have come here to decide you want to be this and that and be a light warrior, but a lot of people are not doing that in this. They've changed their mind. They don't want to. They're like, I'm not waking up. No, I don't want to. People that weren't going to wake up. That's what I'm saying. It can change. You have a certain amount you wanted to experience, especially if you had karma, you're going to go through it. But you can also change. So you might have decided, okay, I'm going to come in, I'm going to do that, I'm going to spiritually wake up. You can now decide, wait, I'm going to go one up on that one, I'm going to go even higher. That's what I'm saying. There's always that free choice. You can go as high as you want, as low as you want. See? You have a guided line that you decided maybe to you want to experience, but you can absolutely do more or do less. These are timelines. That's all they are. Yeah, it's timelines. Yeah. And that's what everyone says, because you create these timelines. You just got to change them. So now you're holding this frequency, you can jump. So like I now could be living, say, in a palace, who knows, let's say, right? That was a timeline I could have been on. It depends on what choice I'd made. Okay, so all the possibilities of any route you could take is already there. Which one are you on? Some of us just chose, the lower one. We're like, no, because we had all this trauma and karma. So we're on a low timeline. Now you're going to jump up. You'll know when you jump down. So everything exists in the now. There is no such thing as time, you see. So this is why when people astral, they also get confused. They think everything's happening now. Because yes, everything is happening right now. So, that alien battle, they're here, this happened, and he's our enemies. That's long gone. That planet doesn't even exist anymore. But it's like when you're there, it's happening right now. Everything in the astral or in the quantum happens right now. That's how you can go to the past, you can go to the present, you can go to the future, whatever. Everything, like now, you can travel anywhere. Because there is no, it's very, anyway. Pretty much you creating it as you go. And you are. It's a dream. You're manifesting. You can change it. So if you want to change now and decide, hell no, I want to have a better life than this. Start projecting yourself there, manifesting it. So you're dreaming a better dream. So you can project yourself into that higher timeline. You're like, I'm not going down that road. No, that one looks like shit. I don't want any more shit. Thank you. I've been there and done that one. So there we are. Thoughts, energy, what you focus on, what you think, what you hold, all these things. And don't attach to the outcome. Non-attachment. Yeah, it's you learn, practice. Start with something small. Like I decided I wanted crystals, and I manifested crystals. But I didn't get it first of all, and I got them. But you didn't ask how you're going to manifest them. You just asked for the crystals, right? So they're going to give you crystals, but you didn't ask how you're going to get them. That's the part I forgot. So when they came, I'm like, no, it's fine. Then I did something else. I manifested a laptop. So start doing things like that. You watch it works. Just put it out there. I'm going to get it, and don't doubt it, but don't hang on it. I'm going to, because then you don't believe. It's like you haven't got it. Okay, it's a done deal. I've got it, and forget about it, and it will show up on your doorstep. Absolutely. So start, if you don't believe it, start manifesting small things. Okay, start with the present. Start with whatever, and you'll see it works. Well, I've been through it. So I described it. I described it on my YouTube channel. Okay. Many people have. There's so many people have done it. Lots of people. They've even proven. Tons of people will explain to you. So I did explain what it was like leaving the body and what happens when you actually do, how it feels and how you get sucked to the whole thing. I explained it on my YouTube channel. I linked all the videos there. There's no body. See, people think it's a human. It's not a human. It's pure light, pure consciousness. And anyone that's ever died and has seen it, anyone has gone there near death, whatever, will tell you. People think, oh my gosh, you're going to see God. There's this man standing in front of you. There's no man. It's pure light. Absolute bright light and consciousness. That's all you will see of Source. Anyone that's seen Source will tell you that. Okay. Pure light. There's bright light. And so are you, your soul. Pure light. Yeah. Yeah. So can you, any being. You can communicate with if you ask. Raise your frequency and call them and ask them. And there we are. You can see them. They'll manifest in whatever way that is easy for you to accept. But we are just energy. But for you, you believe it. So they're going to manifest in a way that you'll understand. So you will see this person as you believe they look like, you see. You're the creator. There we are. Anyway, guys, I'm tired. Sorry. I'm a little bit tired. Like everybody else. And I see the energies are coming in again. Wow, I can feel them. Wow. So we've got another surge, and it's going to keep on going because we've got the solstice coming, and we've got a lot of planetary alignments, and this is what it's all about. Massive change. So we've got huge 26,000 year cycle the planet's going through, which is like we're going through the deluge phase now, which is flooding, and then we hit ice age. So we're going through a mini flooding period, melting and ice, the volcanoes and ice melting and all that, and then we're going to hit a mini ice age, and we've done this many times. So we've got major energies coming into the planet, surges, CMEs, spikes in the Schumann resonance. This is all affecting, wow, everything. And at the moment, I feel them again. I'm thinking, oh gosh, we're not going to sleep much, are we? I've had some nights where I haven't slept at all. It's been that like, wow. So a lot of people are having very little sleep, 2 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock. And I feel there's another surge coming in again. I'm like, you're kidding me. I just feel it now. I'm sitting here now and my I can feel the pressure and the buzzing. So I'm like, oh, shit. So we've just had an incoming. So we're going to feel that. It's going to have an effect on the planet. Yeah, wow. Years of what? Earth is not going to vanish. Humanity is not going to be annihilated and all this nonsense. That's not a timeline we're on. Okay, we're already in the new timeline. I don't know. We've got a long time. There's no end of humanity and all this nonsense. Absolutely, we got a long way to go still. We will transcend our physical bodies. So humanity will. Part of this game ends when we go through this end of this epoch, when enough of us are holding so much of a higher frequency and vibration, humans, that we will not need the physical body, that we will actually go back into light bodies. That's the end of this game that we're on now. That's a long time. I don't know how many more, maybe another 26,000 years or more. I don't know, maybe 50,000 years. I don't know. Yes, there's the solstice. There's a lot of light coming into the planet for this reason, to lift the veil. So we'll have a big jump in spiritual awakening next year. So also to bring down all things that no longer serve people. So if the frequencies raise up, it's going to first of all expose darkness, so shadow. So the collective darkness is coming up. So which most people will see, oh my gosh. So as you say, awakening or the truth of what's going on here will be more people will become aware of the truth, right? No more illusion. Spiritual awakening, the veil coming off is getting thinner, especially now towards the equinox. So the veil is probably at its thinnest. So on a spiritual level, people will have more visions, more clarity, see no more, whatever. Less between you and the Creator. Yeah, so you will have, there we are, whatever level you're at, I'm not sure. It comes from within, comes when you're waking up, raising your frequency and vibration. The knowingness, the visions, all comes back to you. You remember. All the stuff comes back to you. You ask for it too. All right, people, sorry, but I am tired. I did 2 meditations today, and I can feel the energies pummeling me in my head. I can feel the actual physical pressure on the vessel. So you can feel, it's like there's a change in energy around the vessel. Wow, I can feel it. I'm like, oh my gosh, here we go. So, wow, it's going to be an interesting evening. That's quite wow. So something's hit the planet. There's just been a surge of something coming, it's either Schumann or it's a CME. Don't know, because I don't follow them, but bloody hell, I don't have to follow them because I just feel it. Thank you. I hope I get some sleep. Yes, that would be nice. But if I feel this, it's like, yes, that might be a tall order. Well, let's see how it goes. Yeah, it is. It doesn't last. We go through this, and it will be up. We've been through this. We've been through these waves this year. You get used to it. But it's helping, because You couldn't have too much coming in at once because it would be too difficult for Earth. We'd have massive, serious natural problems on the planet. We'd lose a lot of people if it was too much at once. So this is why it comes in waves. Otherwise, could you imagine every volcano going off at the same time, this, that? I mean, wow, we'd have big catastrophes here. So it's coming in waves, slowly. It's been doing this for more than a year now. And to the human physical vessel, because it'll be too much for your body too quickly, you see. Your body's recalibrating and changing. So people would drop dead purely because it'd be too much light hitting too much light for the vessel at once. So it's got to be done slowly. So we're on a cycle now. It's light. It's multidimensional. So you don't see it with your normal eye. You see it through your third eye. So energy is light. You can see it as light in your third eye. So we'll see this light in different shades of it. We know what when you're told, you just know. You know because you're part of Source. So you know what it's for and why and where it's going and all this nonsense. You get to see it. A year or two ago, we were shown what light was coming in, where, what it was going to do, different light and why it's coming in and whatever. Yes, because you're purging and healing. Oh, shame. That's part of it, yeah. If you're not consciously aware, my daughter's going through that because she doesn't believe in the spiritual, oh no, rubbish, whatever. She believes in energy though, but when she doesn't want to know about, oh no, nonsense, I don't believe in that, whatever, this whole spiritual woo-woo thing. So she's doing what you said. I don't know, I'm so tired, I've been crying, and I'm going. She's being dragged through this ascension unconsciously. So you're rising and yeah, it's doing that. It's funny. Don't worry, it's all right. It's not too bad. Yeah. All right, people. Lots of love, and you're not a victim, all right? So raise your frequency and vibration. Take control of the physical vessel. All right. Listen to Crown and the innate. Raise your body above pain, illness, infection, and disease. What your main intention should be, with intent and consciousness, to activate as much DNA as possible. You want to be more than 50% easily. So aim to getting more than 50% easily. Because at the moment, the average human's on 35% of the DNA, which is not much. The masters were using 80% of their DNA. When we started Lemuria, we were at 50%. We started with 50%. We rose above that. So you want at least 60% of your DNA working fully active. So you are fully multidimensional. All right. And intend to increase the frequency and vibration of every atom, cellular, molecule, vessel, your cellular structure, every cell in your body. Increases in light. So with your consciousness, make every cell more light. Increase the light. Switch it on. You actually watch every cell of your body light up, and the light is bigger and bigger and bigger. You want them all of the light, more. Okay. So more light. Every cell lights up more. Like a Christmas tree, get all your cells really bright as possible. I shared that meditation that was given last year to activate all your cells, every cell in your body. Activate your DNA, activate every cell in your body. Increase the DNA, activate. It's fully functional, absolutely working at 100%, because most of it that science can't see is the multidimensional part. That's the part that's kicking in. That is not seen with a normal telescope. They call it junk DNA. That's multidimensional. Get that DNA ramped up, people, and get your cell, every cell, vibration more light, and it's vibrating much faster. And then it doesn't matter what illness is out there, because honestly, it won't even touch you. All right. Make sure your frequency and vibration, and I don't know what frequency will work to anyone that's maybe had a change, any medical procedure that's altered maybe their structure, right? Frequency will correct that, will fix that interference with your structure. All right. But I'm not sure which one. I know I was shown last year. For some reason, I was given 600. I don't know why. And I'm not sure why I was told 600. So I don't know. Maybe 600 hertz will frequency zapped on the body, and the cellular might override those synthetic instructions. But if you're already holding high enough frequency and vibration and control, it won't affect you. It will have you can override it. There we are. Yeah. I don't know which one. I know they've really tested with the brain and they've managed to shatter. Like that woman with, when they do opera, when they break the glass with that frequency of singing. The same with all these brain things like Alzheimer's and the build-up of the calcification of the brain. It shatters it. Completely gets rid of it. So there's your degenerate brain disease cured, purely by frequency. Everything. Everything you're going to see, if you see it as energy, you understand everything. Every bit of energy is affected by frequency and vibration. Now, all we are is actual energy. So everything you're going to see is frequency and vibration, is your answer to everything. To leaving this planet, changing your physical body, ascending, levitating, curing, whatever, everything. All right. All right, people. Have a wonderful morning or evening or day, wherever you are. Okay. Bye.